the call calls for a reflection, because a lot of the times when we talk about privatization, there seems to be only one type of privatization that comes to mind, which provides opportunities for rent seeking, as we saw in the case of PDS. But there are other types of privatization that work and have worked for this country. Let me say that the reason I will support Otumfuo's call is that we are where we are today because of excessive politicization of the energy sector. And you see this play out in the way ECG has responded to calls for load shedding schedule. If ECG should respond to that call positively, it would mean an admission of the fact that we are in doomsday, which then hands over a certain political advantage or equalization to the opposition party, because this current government has played politics with the sector and had not recently indicated that he leaves the legacy of doomsday to Mahama and that there will be no doomsday under his reign. Now, how does the ECG managing director, who is appointed by the president, turn around to act in ways that admit that there is doomsday, or at least openly admit that there is doomsday? And therefore, we as the shareholders of the company are being told the entire truth about where we are and why we are here. But recent interrogations of this matter by Parliament has revealed that indeed we have a generation gap, largely as a result of the inability to raise enough funds to procure fuel. And this takes us to the point of a deja vu. In 2015, the World Bank cautioned us, it was actually in 2014, cautioned us of an imminent doomsday because of government's inability to raise funds to procure fuel. And we got into it. And we are here again. It therefore beggars the question as to how we finance our electricity company. I must admit that the current management of ECG has done a great deal of work for which they deserve to be commended in terms of mobilizing revenue to pay for the electricity supply to them. First and foremost, we saw the establishment of a revenue task force by the managing director, which exhibited some boldness in terms of targeting the big state institutions that owed the most to the ECG, including the airport company, Parliament and other big institutions. And they were able to mobilize some money. They've also digitalized their systems because there was a lot of corruption with the connivance of ECG staff. They've also dealt with the meter shortages in the country and also lack of standardization of these meters, which actually also provided opportunity for rent seeking. 6 companies have been shortlisted to assemble the meters here in Ghana. And ECG doesn't have to pay for it outright. The cost of these meters supplied by these companies are to be recovered over time. So these are all initiatives that bodes well for the sector. But you ask yourself, why is it that after doing all these remarkable things, the ECG managing director stands vilified because he has not been able to openly admit that there is doomsday?
Okay.
This is because of the politics that we play with the sector.